My name is Elena, and today I want to go through some of the things that really resonate with me from Joe Dispenza's material on the brain and heart coherence. And quite frankly, I wanted to do this video because I knew that preparing for it will also help me to understand it even better. Joe Dispenza's information is like gold for anyone who wants to take creative control of their reality. So there are two ways to create our reality. One is from the emotional state of lack and separation, and the other is to create from wholeness. We're the creator of our life, not the victim of our life. As a victim, we feel unworthy and insecure and impatient or resentful when what we want takes too long to come to us. In the victim state, the minute we decide we want something, our body and our mind is in the environment of lack because we're waiting for the event to occur so that our mind can move from lack to the having of what we're waiting for. And before it shows up, we experience the illusion that we are separated from what we want. I'm here and what I want is someplace out in my future. So we subconsciously need that experience in our future to happen before we temporarily let go of that feeling of lack from not having it. So it all starts with a feeling state of lack. Then we decide what we can fill that sensation with, and then we go after it. And when it shows up, it temporarily masks that sense of lack because now we're feeling satisfied or empowered or happy. There's nothing wrong with that, and that's how most people create their reality. But it often causes a lot of stress along the way. So after we get what we want, eventually the novelty of that experience wears off and we're back in the game of feeling lack again and needing something to fill that emotional state. So we're creating our life from an internal state of lack and separation. And by playing in this game of never having enough to keep us happy, it holds us on the lower end of the emotional scale in victim consciousness, where we feel powerless and desperate to change our external environment in order to make us feel better. So the other option is to be the conscious creator of our reality by creating from wholeness. So if we can learn how to create our reality from wholeness instead of from lack and separation, then we'll realize the power of how our emotions attract our next experience. The more we put our focus on energy and frequency, we can become aware of how the energy field connects everything that is physical and material. And instead of chasing what we want, we can attract what we want instead. When we experience something and we naturally have an emotional reaction to it, our feelings decide whether it's something good or something bad. This means that we're depending on our outer environment to decide how we should feel from one moment to the next. In lack or victim consciousness, we associate our internal state with whatever has created it. But creating from wholeness means we put our emotional state first, as in we make it a priority to feel good first. Then that internal state becomes the attraction point for what experience we draw into our reality because of it. Joe Dispenza teaches that when you create from wholeness instead of from lack and separation, you're creating from an internal state that moves beyond your physical senses. In this state, you are no longer focused on anything physical. Your brain dissociates from your three-dimensional reality, the material world, and it moves into the field of energy. It's in this space of the quantum field where everything physical and material comes from. It's the invisible field of energy which exists beyond our five senses. This is when you are fully immersed in the present moment without any attention to the distractions from the outer world of time and space. When we're stressed, the fight or flight response kicks in and our brain begins to be on high alert for any threat to our survival. But if it's not a predator that is threatening us, maybe we're just stressed from traffic or from a toothache or from an argument, our brain looks for ways to control and predict everything. And because it's not an actual threat to our survival, These shifts in our attention cause the neurological network in our brain to fire incoherently. When we're stressed and we're over-focused in this aroused state, it drives our brain and body out of balance, causing autonomic dysregulation. And some people live in this base state for decades. The sense of lack and chaos holds us in the stressful state. So the exact opposite of this stressful state would be to broaden your focus, which slows down the brain waves. Instead of narrowing your focus on all of the details, by quieting your mind and focusing on nothing but space, the brain can create a strong, coherent signal. Now you are sensing without thinking, where there are no distractions or separation. This tends to slow down and synchronize the brain waves within this broadened focus. The signals in the brain are now firing in rhythm. Immersing yourself in this field of energy where your attention is on nothing but space creates a clear and coherent signal in the brain. So instead of going out into the physical world to get what you want and being in lack until you get it, the idea here is that you can create from the energetic field rather than from matter. You can become a vibrational match to what you want by sending your desire out into the universe with your intention and attention, which is the clear signal from a coherent brain, and your no tension, which are the good feelings attached to your desires that draw what you want to you from the coherent heart, where you're letting go and trusting and getting into the creative zone. So thoughts are the language of the brain, and emotions are the language of the body. Creating from wholeness is not by chasing what you want, but rather by allowing and drawing it into your existence. This creates the opportunities and the synchronicities and the serendipities which seem to come out of nowhere, that make it easy for what you want to show up. This happens because you changed your energy and are creating from within the field instead of from matter. This concept takes practice because for most of us, we've always created matter from matter, rather than creating matter from energy. We're used to working hard to get what we want, or reluctantly spending money, or focusing our effort on something, then feeling resentful and unworthy, or frustrated and impatient from it taking so long to get to us. He explains the formula to create reality from your energetic field is to, first of all, suspend all your old beliefs on how to get what you want. Become open to the power of this energetic field to let go of all the old habits of how to get what you want in order for something greater to occur. He suggests starting by writing down how you think you'll feel if your desired future appears. Then practice feeling those emotions right now. Feelings like being grateful to be alive, or abundant, or excited and joyful. When you're stressed, the negative emotions cause the brain to look for ways to run, fight, or hide, so it's not in a state to create what you want. But relaxing into the present moment activates the state of creation. Feeling the emotions before the experience occurs creates coherent brainwaves. Getting into the meditative state of the energetic field sends a message from the peaceful state of the quantum field, and the heart informs the brain that it's safe to create. So let's use the example of illness and health. If you're sick, it's not about figuring out how to get healthy. It's about asking yourself, what do you need to change? Nothing changes unless you change at a fundamental level, changing your perspective or your thought patterns and focusing on things differently and doing things differently, creating new experiences and new emotions about your health. It's about becoming aware of your unconscious thoughts that keep you focused on your illness. A person who is in fear and lack and responding to things in the same old ways will continue to create the same results of illness. You can't create health when you continue to carry the story of your illness. When you change your energy, you change the result. By removing your focus from your old practice thoughts of your current problem of the illness, means you're creating a blank canvas to create something new, something unknown, something unfamiliar. It's about the practice of silencing the mind. This creates a clear signal to the energetic field from a coherent brain. It's in this field where your healthy body exists. So then imagine what it would feel like to be in your healthy body right now. Spend as much time imagining what this new you in your new healthy body feels like. Feeling this creates a coherent heart, which draws what you want into your reality. So the coherent brain sends out the signal of wanting a healthy body, and the coherent heart draws the experience of a healthy body to you. So spend as much time as you can to overcome the old beliefs and the old reality of what is happening right now in your body, because every one of your thoughts about illness carries an emotion with it. So the thought and the feeling continually create the same reality you're wanting to change. You can make the choice to step into your healthy body in your mind as often as you can. And the more you do this, the more the cells of your body will acclimate to your vision, because your body doesn't know what is real and what is being felt in your imagination. It will begin to be expressed from your dominant focus. So if you can train yourself to spend most of your waking hours in this space of creating a new healthy body in your mind, the cells of your body will be convinced of that reality, which allows health to be restored. So Joe Dispenza's formula for brain and heart coherence goes something like this. First, suspend your old beliefs on how to get something you want. Then close your eyes and dissociate your full attention from the three-dimensional reality and focus on nothing but space. Understand that it's the field of energy that creates matter. Then change your energy with a clear signal of knowing what you want. Next, elevate your emotional state into a good feeling place. Now your heart is beating in a beautiful rhythm and is able to inform the brain that it's safe to create. The coherent brain sends the signal out, and the coherent heart draws it to us. You got this. We think it's about the wealth or the relationship or the health, but it's not. It's about who we will become in having that desire. When your body believes it is living in the reality of what you want, it is no longer looking for it. So you tune into the potential from your new emotional state. And then your reality will transform as it becomes a match to your desire. When we change our energy, we create a new reality. So clear intention plus elevated emotion equals your new experience.